Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Vertical Take with Jennifer and Taha. Today is episode 22, and we have the stunning Miah James.
Hello, I'm
Green.
so excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you on the show. And you know what? I'm just going to dive right into it. Beginning. What first inspired you to pursue acting, and how did you get your first start in the industry?
So, I've been performing since I was really young. I've done aerials, piano, singing. I also used to do pageants, so I'm very used to being in a more dramatic space and, just performing in front of people. And I actually got an audition when I was younger. So, my mom has always kind of like pushed me and my little brother to pursue bigger careers. Just to, it wasn't ever like, you have to do this. It was just kind of
Yeah.
like, we want you to succeed in things, like let's try new things. And I got an
Yeah.
audition for Moana when I was like 11,
Wow.
to be the voice of Moana. Obviously I didn't get that, but I did
Okay.
that. And I auditioned for Anna Green Gables, which was like my favorite book growing up. And then I got some opportunities to start acting in verticals, and I booked like my first one, and that was that. Like, I didn't really want to do the audition at first. I remember thinking, Mom, you can't make me do that. You can't.
Oh,
And she was just so excited, so that's kind of why I auditioned. But the script was like, I was like, Mom, this is unbearable, like I can't do that. And then I auditioned and I got the role and I went and did it, and it was amazing and I had so much fun, so I kept doing it.
Wow.
well, you did mention your aerial, yeah, your aerial, uh, my goodness, that is a hard word. You did
It's
mention that you were you were in like aerial um s- stuff.
aerial arts,
Um,
aerial arts.
there you go, there you go. So outside of acting, you do that, and you're also a pole performer.
Yeah.
How did you find your way into that world?
So I started aerials when I was about 6 or 7. I
Okay.
was a competitive cheerleader for a long time,
Okay.
and they really needed us to build like our core strength. And when you would ask me, or like even the young girls around me, to like tighten our core, we would all just suck in our stomachs, because we didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah.
So my mom's friend suggested that I try aerial silks, and I wasn't allowed to take classes because there were no youth classes yet. So I would have to take privates, and then eventually they let me join the adult classes, and then I started competing. And now I coach and have my own students that I love and care for, and yeah.
Wow.
Because I tell you what, I've seen those kind of performances and stuff, and they don't look easy.
They're
They,
fun
I mean,
though.
yeah, yeah.
I've just been doing it for so long that it's like, I don't know. My mom used to get really mad at me because I wouldn't actually prepare acts at some point. Like
Mm,
when I hit about 15 and 16, I stopped preparing acts, and I would go to competitions and I would freestyle, and
yeah.
she would just be furious that I would still win without putting in that work that everybody else was putting in. She's like, "You're never gonna learn like that," and I was like, "I don't need to. They're not. I'm winning. Why does it matter?"
Exactly. You're a natural. I mean, come on.
I mean, the good Lord blessed me, I guess.
Exactly.
You sure did. So, do you find storytelling through the movement in aerial or pole performance to be different than storytelling through words in acting?
For sure I do. So I think well, when I started performing aerials specifically, I was very insecure. I I remember being just the most anxious child. I could never order my own food. I would cry like if somebody asked me a question. I would just be so anxious and scared of saying something wrong or offending somebody that I could never step out of my comfort zone like that. And then
Hmm.
when I started performing, I found that I could really be whoever I wanted to be. And I wouldn't have to talk and I wouldn't have to converse with people and tell them things through like how acting. I would be so insecure when I was acting too. Like I was just like, I'm doing this weird, I'm doing this wrong. So I think through the years of being able to perform with just movement and telling stories through movement really gained confidence in myself and in the ability that I could act. And on my first set, I remember when I got there, I called my mom crying. I was like, what if I go in the wrong door? What if they hate me? What if I interrupt a take? I'm so scared, mom. Like, what do I do? And she was just like, just go in and be nice and they'll like you. So I went in and I was I was terrified. I was reading my script like back to back. I only had like 4 lines in my first scene. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to remember any of the lines. They're going to hate me. And then I did it, and it is such a different skill to be able to be in front of a bunch of cameras right next to
Yeah.
people and having to act with them and having to tell stories like that. Because you just never know how people are going to be. Whereas when I was performing aerials, we didn't talk to each other. We went up and we did what we needed to do, and we came down and we left. And it was just,
Yeah.
you know? So it is very different, and it takes a different level of confidence in yourself to be able to act in front of people.
Yeah. That's true.
Agree.
Um, so speaking of, you being kind of like shy and kind of nervous about doing that kind of stuff, how do you personally handle stage fright or performance pressure, whether it's on stage or in front of the camera?
So to this day, there'll be scenes that I'll read and I'll be like, no, I can't do that. That's so embarrassing. Um, Especially if I'm playing a villain. When I'm playing leads, it's a lot more like you don't have to put yourself out there like you do when you're playing a villain. Because when I'm playing a lead, it's always kind of one dimensional. Like, aside from Catch Me If You Can, it's always they're just very timid and small and, kind of just go with the flow with everything. But when you're a villain, you're really commanding a room and yelling at people at the top of your lungs and getting on the floor and throwing temper tantrums. And a lot of the times that won't be on a closed set. That there'll be people walking through the hotel while you're doing that. So, I mean, even now, I still get really insecure about it, but I'm just like, when this comes out, it's gonna be hilarious to watch me throwing a temper tantrum on the floor. Like, there's one that I can't talk about too much yet, but
Yeah.
it should be out in the next 2 months on Real Short,
Mhm.
where I had to
Oh,
literally
okay.
get on my knees and scream, and I had to throw things at people, and I had to smash things and break things, and everybody loved it. The director loved it. The producer was clapping. She was like, I couldn't have asked for a better performance for a temper tantrum. I had to be a child. So
Ah,
I don't know how I really deal with it. I kind of just like, I'll like hold my co-star's hand and be like, okay, tell me that this isn't the most embarrassing thing you've ever seen. And they'll say that, and then I'll go and do it.
I love that.
Wow.
It's really fun. Terrifying, but fun.
So, looking back, which part of your past roles felt most similar to who you are in real life?
I feel like I've had a few different answers for this before. But I think when I think about it a little more, I would probably say Noah Lane. And I know that was the boy persona of myself, but
Okay, I was like, yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
he just didn't care, He was just
Yeah.
like doing it for Nora, his female alter ego. But
Yeah.
when I was Noah, I could really have fun and play around, and I feel like I'm a very goofy person. And Noah
Hmm.
was really goofy. He was really just doing things to do it. And I feel like I relate to that, along with like Annie Swift, because she liked, I don't know, she was just a more hardcore person. She was the one that I did with Juan Mario, and I actually filmed that in China as well. But I just kind of gotta like shoot guns and be super tomboyish, which is what I'm more used to because I grew up in that kind of
Yeah.
environment.
Yes, yes. I get that. Um, okay, yeah. Yeah, because I think I remember hearing that you kind of grew up in Wyoming. Is
Yeah,
okay, okay. And you were used to like doing like out stuff like hunting and fishing and
fishes,
all that.
camping,
Yes,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, see, that was me. Now I'm like a girl's girl, but like when I was younger,
When I,
I was a
Me
tomboy.
too. Yep. Now I'm like, I
So
love
yeah,
doing things, but back in the day, that is not who I was at all. So it's kind of hard to relate to some of the women who are like the women that I play that are more begging for attention, because like that just could never be me. Never that.
yeah.
Never that.
I completely agree. Yeah. So on the flip side of that, have you ever played a character that completely pushed you out of your comfort zone, and how did you approach that challenge?
Um, I guess when I did my first villain, which was Victoria on Dominated by My Tough Daddy CEO or Pregnant by My Tough Daddy CEO, it's one of the two. I
Okay.
was just so like, there were such mean things that I had to say. And don't get me wrong, I can be a bit, sometimes I say things that I think are funny, but they're actually just kind of mean. And I think it's really funny. But on this, like, I was having to say some crazy things to her and just so hurtful. And I guess I was kind of nervous that she would take it personally, even though we were just acting.
Yeah.
So I guess I would say Victoria, just because I was so scared of like actually hurting somebody's feelings.
Yeah. I completely get that. Um,
Yup.
yeah.
So, in Catch Me If You Can, you played a woman disguised as a man. How did you prepare for a role involved in such dramatic transformation?
So that one's really funny because I didn't actually get the script for that until like 2 or 3 days before we started filming.
Oh
Ooh.
And
wow.
I had no idea. Like, excuse my French if I curse, but I had no idea what I was in for at all. I get the script a couple days before we start shooting. I'm already in China at this point. So I'm like, there's no backing out, no matter what they tell
Oh,
me I have to do. So I'm terrified. I get the script, and I'm the type of person that I don't like to read the script before I do like a table read with everybody. I kind of like to be shocked. I like to,
Yeah.
let the mystery kind of guide me. Because I'm terrible like that. I just think it's really fun to like be sitting down with everybody that I know will be playing opposing characters and read it together as like a little family rather than me just know what I'm doing. But I will say, because I was in China, I wanted to be super prepared and I did not get the script. I had no idea what it was going to entail. So I get the script and I'm like trying to read through it with Gabe, my opposing lead, and
Yeah.
we couldn't even get through it. It made no sense. I didn't understand what I was doing. I was like, wait, am I Noah? Am I Nora? Am I Naomi? I don't understand. So it wasn't until the table read where the director rewrote the entire script, um, because it made no sense
Oh.
before.
Yeah.
So when I get to the table read, I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, and he's kind of explaining to me how we're gonna do everything, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. So am I a boy? I I don't understand. And he's like, yes, you're playing a homosexual man. So if you didn't know, Noah's
Okay.
persona was a homosexual man, and I had no idea.
oh,
Is that not crazy? So I was like, okay, I mean, I can do that, but I don't. Okay, sure. And they're like, can you do a deep voice? And I was like, it was nobody gonna tell me. I was like, what do you? Can I do a deep voice? I get hello, I'm Noah. I don't like what? So it wasn't until that day that I had any idea what I was doing.
Wow.
And they get me sitting in a chair and they start putting a wig on me. And I'm like, guys, what is actually happening right now? Please, like, explain yourself. They're putting this wig on me. I'm like, are you gonna give me some facial hair maybe? Maybe scruff me up a bit? Like, I don't know. They're like, no, we think that'd be too much for your character. And I'm like, but you want me to do the voice, but you don't. Okay, sure. So I did have a blast filming that, but I will say I had no preparation. I had no time to prepare. I had no idea what I was doing.
Wow. So when you got the
whoa.
script, you said that like that was not even in there. Like there was
It was in there, but it wasn't specific. So when you were
okay.
reading it, it was so like chopped together in the weirdest way that you had just no idea what they were talking about. I hadn't. Me and Gabe were both trying to read it, and I was like, I'm kind of sick. Maybe I just am not understanding. You try to read it.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, it makes no sense. So we had no
Well,
idea. It was just
yeah.
very poorly translated, I think. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
the director went back in and rewrote the whole thing.
As he should.
I loved him. He was a great director.
Yeah. Well, the route they went in was perfect because it was amazing.
I
But yeah.
appreciate that. I had fun, but I had no idea what was happening. I actually got this tie from that set. The wardrobe guy, I asked him if I could have a tie, and he gave me this one.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
He was
we feel honored that you weren't here.
just for you guys.
Yes. Yes. There
Perfect.
you go.
A
Um,
Vertical take exclusive right there.
Yep.
there you go.
Yep.
There you go. So, the series had you switching rapidly between different identities. What techniques or preparation helped you shift so quickly between characters?
So it was really fun. He would so usually when I would switch in between, it would be
Mhm.
like we would film a scene that would kind of be me switching, so
Yeah,
that we didn't have to like go back and forth all the time because it is very painful to have a wig on for like I don't know if you guys have ever experienced wearing a wig for like 12 hours, but it is a
really.
kind of painful experience. So like 8
Yeah,
hours in would usually be when I would switch to a different like persona, and
okay.
we would film it. We would put like the bag on the table, and the director would kind of just be like, go as fast as you can, and he would be back like behind the camera counting me down. He'd be like, okay, 1, 2, 3. And so I felt like I was on a game show. I mean, I was ripping off my clothes. Like I was like, okay, Noah, 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 I'm Noah. I'm Noah, I could be Noah. And I would just like I would start talking in a deeper voice. But honestly, once they got me in the three-piece suit, I was feeling myself. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I
You
was
were Noah.
feeling it. I was questioning my identity over here. I was like, I love this suit. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm beautiful, man. Wow. I would be fixing my watch. I'd be freaking my cuffs. I'd be like, wow, yeah, that's me. I was feeling the persona of Noah, so it didn't take much for me to get there. I was loving being a boy. I thought it was
Well,
great.
good.
Except the time that I went to go to the bathroom and an older Chinese woman was like, "No, mayo, 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 mayo." And I was like, "No, no, I'm a no, please. I'm a girl. I have to go to the bathroom so bad, please." And she just sat there and like guarded me. And I was like, "No, I need someone to translate. I'm a woman, please."
Just took out the wig.
Yeah, I'm like, "Well, you can't even take it off. They have so much stuff holding that into my head that
Oh,
like
Really?
yes, that thing was impossible for me to take off."
Google
Yeah, because see,
Translate.
I've worn wigs before, but I've never gone that deep into putting the wig cap on and the,
See, yeah, and me neither. I was like, my friend is a drag queen, and I would wear like,
uh,
he would let me wear some of his wigs sometimes, but we never would go that hard with it.
Hmm.
And
yeah.
they would
Wow.
strap me in there, and I would be like, I am Noah. So it was a lot.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's a lot. Okay. So, what initially drew you to your character in Summer Honeymoon?
Honestly, when I saw that Ellie's last name was Green, I thought that's perfect because my last
Perfect.
name is Green. So when I remember doing the audition and I thought, okay, we auditioned with I auditioned with one of the more intimate scenes because it's not like you get to choose. And so when I saw the scene,
Yeah.
I was like, this is super embarrassing. Okay, I can do that. Um, I'm used to it. Sure, I'll embarrass myself for this audition, whatever. And then I saw that the last name was Green, and I was like, okay, I have to put that in my slate. So I'm sure there's a slate of me somewhere where I'm like, hi, my name is Miah James Green, auditioning for Ellie Green. I feel like it's a sign, and I literally said that in my audition, like in my audition take. So I think they saw that and thought she's fun. And then I read The Girl Next Door, and I get a lot of
Okay.
requests for things with the specific Girl Next Door character definition. And
Hmm.
Hmm.
so when I saw that, I was like, okay, I can really play to that. So that was kind of my like initial thing. And then I found out that Shayne was auditioning, and I was like, no way. And we both had chem
Yeah.
reads, and we were like, what are you chem reading for? And I was like, Summer Honeymoon. What are you chem reading for? He was like, Summer Honeymoon. I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Great. We got this in the bag.
Yup.
Yup. So it
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
So was there a particular trait or twist in the script that you found especially compelling to play?
Um, I mean, I liked Ellie. I think she played a little dimwitty sometimes, which isn't usually my favorite. Like, obviously, if people are walking around and they're like, President, I I would probably be like, King, just let me know you own this island. Like, just tell me what's up. Like, no janitors pulling up in a Corvette, and then
Oh, yeah.
so I was like, okay, she's not the brightest crown in the box, but she's a lovable gal. You know, she's doing her best. And I was
Yeah.
really excited to be in Miami. So I was having just the time of my life. And I loved getting to play volleyball and stuff. I thought that was really fun that we got to do some volleyball scenes. And
Hmm.
Maria, the antagonist, was just an angel. So it was really fun to do even the more mean scenes with her. So I mean, there wasn't too many twists. Like she really was sitting there while he was being called president the entire time and just was like in one ear out the other. And so if
It
anything, the twist
amazes,
was me pretending like
yeah,
I didn't know what was happening.
it amazes me how dense these girls are as far as like, it's like right in front of their face, and they're like, "What? You're a billionaire?"
I'm like, no, wait, why wouldn't you tell? And also what I don't get is how these women get upset about it. I would have been ecstatic. I would have been like, oh my god. I would have been like, you're a
Bingo, jackpot.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, okay, like, talk to me, like, I
Oh,
would
Right?
you're
just
into
sit there
me?
the whole
Okay.
time. Literally, and she's just like, you lied? She's just like, you lied to me? I would have been like, oh my god, you're just so mysterious and sexy like that. Like,
Exactly.
okay, King, like, fine, if you insist.
I know, especially looking like Shane over there.
I
Like,
know. I would not have been mad at all. I would have been like, "Oh my god, like you were really just trying to like make sure I wanted you for you and not your money. Like I get it, King. Like don't even worry. Like little prince. Oh my god, like it's working for me. Like okay." I would not have
it's
been
my time to
mad.
shine.
Literally, like that was just so dramatic of Ellie. She was really like, "You lied?" I would have lied too. I would have been like, "I'm not a billionaire."
Oh my god. Okay, well, speaking of Shane, your chemistry with Shayne Davis was widely praised. How did the two of you build such a natural connection on screen?
Well, let's be real, guys. Who wouldn't have a hard time building a chemistry with that man? Well, I think because we had already done a bit of a couple moment in swimming my way back to you, we were already a little more trusting of each other.
Okay.
Um and then, we got to spend like all of the actors kind of stayed together. Well, the leads stayed together. So not only did we get all that time on set to kind of goof around and really build like a friendship, but we also got to hang out backstage and talk about things. And yeah, I mean, I already used to hang out with him just like as friends before or after Swim My Way Back to You, so we were already super used to each other. And yeah, it was just like about having fun for us. We goof around a lot together and we have so much fun that it wasn't difficult to play
Yeah.
that character with him on screen.
Got it. It's like both personalities, the same thing clashing with each other.
Exactly, so it was super fun. We
Okay.
had a blast filming it and everybody was super nice to us, so we really had such a great time.
Awesome.
That's good. That's good. The story involves a flash marriage and a hidden identity. What intrigues you most about exploring that dynamic?
Well, I guess it was my first time doing a vertical with a flash marriage, so I was kind of intrigued to see how I could make it,
Yeah.
because it's just so obvious that they're what they are. So I was kind of
Yeah.
worried about doing my best to seem super clueless, because, girl, I'm not good at that in real life either. I cannot be acting clueless.
Miss
So I was,
Instigator.
for real, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, just pretend. And then me and Shane would be laughing about how obvious it is and how I have to sit there and be like, what? Why are these people calling you president? Why is everybody doing what you say? This is crazy. Oh my gosh, how did you get us this $1 million executive presidential suite with no card? Did you steal that card? So it was
And then the fact that you have to
Crazy.
act like it's still not true. Even though
Yes.
it's like someone slapping you in the face. It's like someone slapped you and they're like, "Oh, I didn't touch you. Oh, did you touch me? Oh,
It-
I think something stinged me here. Oh, oh, huh?
what happened? I don't understand.
Right?
That was literally me the whole time. How did we get this sweet? And why did I think he stole the card? Like I watched him put down that card with his name on it.
Oh God.
So
Yeah.
it was really fun, but I had never done like the flash identity, flash marriage thing before. So I guess I realized how hard it is to really act that clueless all the time. Every scene, I just had to
Clueless.
pretend like I didn't know what was happening.
I'd say dumbass, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. That was me. That was me.
Not even clueless. Clueless. We passed that
We passed
dynamic.
that. We
Yeah,
passed that.
it's one thing being clueless, and it's another thing being a dumbass.
Yeah, that was me.
Gosh. Yeah, I've seen so many of them whenever I see like they're getting married in the second time, I'm like, okay, bye. Next.
Yep, yep,
No
yep.
thanks.
So crazy.
Okay, so you've been outspoken as a mental health advocate. Thank you for that, first of all. Um, what motivates you to use your platform to raise awareness for these causes?
Well, you're welcome. I've struggled with mental health in the past as well, so I think that's really especially now with living alone and being an adult in this industry, it's really hard to compartmentalize all the feelings you have to feel on set and then go home and pretend like you've just had such a lovely joyous day. So what's really helped me is being able to know that I help other people with their
Hmm.
mental health journey. And I've been an advocate for mental health for many years now. It started with suicide prevention. I did a show. I have some notes here because there's so much to get through. So I did a show
Yeah. Yeah.
called Tour de Force that I produced and choreographed in 2019 in LA. And then in 2020, I did it in Las Vegas with a nonprofit. And that nonprofit was Free to Love. And Free to Love has just been such an amazing such an amazing group of humans that really do go above and beyond for other people. Like I've when after doing that performance, there was a woman who came up to us and was like, I almost cry thinking about it just because she was so happy. So we bussed children in from different schools to come watch the show for free, and the show is about suicide awareness and being aware of the people around you and what they might be going through. And a woman came up to us whose son had committed suicide, and she was just in tears and was like, wow, this was such an uplifting moment. We really I know that he would have appreciated this show. So it was just things like that that have really continued to push me to help other people that can't help themselves or too scared to reach out and talk to somebody, and just to be somebody that somebody can come to when they need something is the most important thing in the world to me.
So you would consider your Instagram to be like a safe space for people.
100%, 100%. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm a huge advocate for mental health, and I
Hmm.
actually had a my one of my best friends actually committed suicide a long time ago, and it came out of nowhere. But just the healing that you have to do, and to get back to, because there for longest time, like you think, for me, I thought to myself, they're like, he's being selfish, like he took his needs above everybody. But no, it's not like that at all. It's, it's, they didn't see any other way. And you know and you go back and you think to yourself, all the times that they were crying for help, and a lot
Hmm.
of times it's not like, I mean, you don't see it, but then when you look back and you're like, wow, they were, trying to tell us. So, but
I'm really
yeah,
sorry to hear
yeah,
that. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, it's hard. It's
So,
hard to look at somebody that were really good friends with, or any loved one, and when somebody takes their life, of course, your natural instinct is like, "Wow, that was really selfish." But you never, you just never know how bad it was, And people really do think sometimes that's just the only way, and it's hard. But that's why, we're here now, and there's so many. places you can reach out to. I've had to call hotlines and ask for help,
Mm,
and it's a
yeah,
really scary, hard thing to do. I remember like being starting to the phone started ringing, and I was like, do I hang up? Like this is so, it's hard. It feels
yeah.
almost embarrassing. So it's really hard to let go of.
Yeah.
Um, Outside of work, how do you recharge yourself creatively?
Um, well, there's a few things. One, I sleep an insane amount. I after I'm getting off of a set where I'm working 12 hours a day, you will find me in bed for a minute. But after that, I coach my students who are the light source of all of my creative mojo. Just being able to
Mhm.
talk and connect with them and help them choreograph their acts really gets me back into my creative mindset. And then I love crocheting and reading. So yeah, I do a lot of things that are kind of more zen, and I meditate. And yeah, that's really what I have to do to recharge after, because set can be very overwhelming sometimes.
Exactly. Yes,
Yo,
I agree.
definitely. So, if you weren't working in the entertainment industry, what path do you think you might have taken instead?
So before I really started getting into verticals and stuff, there are things that I will probably still end up doing. I've always wanted to be a physical therapist,
Oh,
so I do think I would take more of a medical route. And if not that, I also really love fashion, and
Okay.
I wanted to go to FIT to major in fashion. So I
Gotcha.
still do want to go to college. I am only 19 now, so I do feel that I still have that time.
Of
And yeah,
course.
once this kind of burns out, which I'm sure inevitably it will, or I'll just get older and grow out of it, I think I would love to be a physical therapist or major in fashion and get to, be the costume on set.
No, that's amazing. Well, I went to medical school and I flunked out, so it's okay. Never say never.
And that's my fear, is I know I would get halfway through and I'd be like,
No thanks,
I'm
bye.
reaching. I'm reaching. I can't do this. This is too much.
Right? Oh my God. But hey, I'm happy where I'm at right now, and I'm pretty sure you're happy where you're at right now.
I am. I am.
Amazing.
okay. So, sorry, I think my laptop's about to die.
Oh no. Number
Is there a
16.
Yeah, is there a core message you hope people take away from your performances, whether in film or on stage?
Well, with aerials and pole, I guess my mom wrote down some of these answers, so I'm like looking over at it and I'm like, girl, no, bye. I'm like, what? Why would you? No. Anyway,
She
I
I
followed
guess
see
us
you.
today.
she's so
I,
cute. I love
uh,
her. She's so excited when I do these. You have no idea. She's so cute.
yeah,
But I guess I just want people to be inspired and feel like it's okay to put yourself out there, because for years
Hmm.
I was too scared to do that. So even like in my vertical stuff and aerial stuff all together, I just want people to be inspired to do the things that they want to do and go
Yeah.
for it, because my digital footprint is insane, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine, girl, because I can't even. If I have kids and they see these verticals, they're getting bullied. They're getting bullied in school. Like, they're going to be like, your
Ru-
mom's digital footprint is insane. And I'm going to be like, yes. Yes, it is. It is. I
well,
know.
you could have done worse, so
I'm just waiting to accept like an insane role and never be able to like, no. It's
yeah.
insane. I mean, they're gonna see me as Noah and they're gonna be like, Mom, what is that?
Well,
Mommy,
now
what is this, Noah? Imagine you name your kid Noah.
That would be
Oh my
so
God.
funny. I'm dead. I'm so glad, because this is the vibe I bring to the function. Like, please. Okay.
What's one thing your fans might be surprised to learn about you?
Um, well, I feel like I am such an open book that they probably know most things about me. But I guess one of the coolest things that they might not know is I got to perform for the Prince and Princess of Norway in Oslo,
Ooh.
Norway. And that was one of the biggest, like, we had to take like a 30-minute course on how to curtsy. Um, So I think that's
What?
probably the most shocking thing. Yeah.
Yeah, royal etiquette. Mm-hmm.
We had to learn.
Yeah, I had to do that too when Prince William visited our school. I
Yeah,
grew,
that's so cool.
yeah. No, I went for a portion of my life. I had to go to school in the United Kingdom. So when he
Oh,
came to our
perfect.
school, I was like, "You got to bow." The girls got to curtsy. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
So literally, I was like, okay, I guess, but
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure you get this question all the time. If you could collaborate with anyone in the industry, who would it be?
okay. So I actually have a photo that I'm gonna share. This
Oh,
is. Have you guys ever watched Criminal Minds?
Yes.
okay. I haven't watched it, but I know what it is.
Okay, love of my life, Matthew Gray Gubler. I met him in real life. He was my king, my idol,
Whoa.
my idol,
Okay. Okay. Look at you
my
Okay.
flexing.
Shayla, my Shayla. He's so okay. You can keep this in, and I hope he sees this.
Yeah,
You're
we're tagged him.
so fine, and I'm obsessed with you. Please. Anyway,
Now we got to leave that in.
Okay. Perfect. Moving
he,
on.
do you
So,
see that man? That gorgeous man? Hello.
He is a cutie. Yeah.
And he talked to me. I didn't even like. I came up to him and I was like, "Oh hey," and I didn't know who it was. And he looked up and I was like,
how
"Yeah,
long ago
What
was
are,
this?
that was two
yeah.
years ago." I
Mm.
So
think
how did
about it
he
every
know
day.
you?
So he was working. So okay, I had just got done with rehearsal for a show I was in,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and inside of that building is a metal workshop as well. And he was getting something
Okay.
made for a tour, a book tour he was going on. So he
Ah.
was just
Okay.
in there so casually. And I was like, "Father figure, is that you?" And yes. And he looked up, and guys, when I tell you, I have never been so upset at myself in my life because he asked me what I was doing for lunch. He asked me. And I was like, "Oh, I was gonna get lunch with some friends, but I could what? What did you like I got so flustered and I ruined it. I
What
ruined my
did you
lunch
end up
there.
Oh,
saying?
I mean, look at him. What was I supposed to say? I was like,
You're
"Father?"
meant to say,
yeah.
I don't have no plans. I'm going with you. Where we
I was
going?
17. I was 17.
Still.
I was so scared. I was like, "Oh my god, I've had a crush on him since have been alive, basically." Like he's so fine. Oh my god, like and the way he was just
Well,
sitting there and he looked up at me and I was like, "Oh my god, roar, like hello, hello."
Wow.
well, we will
Anyway,
tag him and
Oh,
we will make a clip of us, and
yes.
maybe this could be networking for you and him to get lunch together.
please, King, let me know, please.
We gotcha. So, last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Um,
So let me
Well, that
set the
wasn't a
scene.
very.
It's 2030.
okay, it's 2030. I'm 24. Okay.
Yes, you're 24 years old.
Where do I see myself in 5 years? Well, I am up for a feature film right now.
Mhm.
Ooh.
So hopefully I get that and I'm
Yes.
doing that kind of thing. I don't know. I do think I'll still probably be doing verticals then. I mean, most of the people, women that are in verticals are mid 20s to like early 30s. So I do still think that that'll be a very real option for me. And yeah, I think I'll just be acting honestly and living here. But we'll see. Maybe somebody will.
We are going to do something called Two Truths and a Lie.
Okay, I got you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, my brother is in a national AT&T commercial. I've been around the last standing piano of Hiroshima, and I've met Barack Obama.
The last standing piano of Hiroshima. What is that?
So, well, Hiroshima took out like a lot of things,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there,
yeah. Yeah, the
yeah,
nuclear. Okay. Bomb. Okay.
and there was a piano that was still standing.
You've been to Japan. Interesting. You've met Barack Obama. Okay, Obama could be false. You probably didn't meet Obama. You were too young. He came into office when you were 2.
Well, y'all are being too literal. Who said that it had to be when he was in office?
That's true.
Ooh, that's you trying to throw our asses off, so I know that's the lie. I lock in my answer. You have not met Barack Obama. Jennifer, what's your choice?
That's my choice too.
All right, go for it, girl.
I have not met Barack Obama.
I knew it. There you go. You
Damn it.
can't outrank me.
But but the Hiroshima piano was actually in Norway when I was performing in Norway. It was not in Japan. We traveled with it.
Mm,
Yup.
interesting. So you were in Norway, and that's how you saw it, and
Hmm.
your brother was actually in a AT&T
National
commercial.
AT commercial. Yep.
Okay, interesting. And you haven't met Barack Obama. Well, yeah, that was kind of obvious.
Ah,
Sorry for outing your age like that. I'm so sorry.
it's okay. I'll allow
I was
it.
8 myself. Okay, so
I'll
we were
allow
young.
it.
So, to everyone who guessed that correct, congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. Moving on. All right. So, we are now at the rapid fire segment. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Let me know when you're ready, and we're ready to go.
I'm ready.
Okay. Words or action?
Action.
Happy ending or cliffhanger?
Cliffhanger.
Fighting scene or crying scene?
Fighting.
Socks in bed or no socks in
No
bed?
socks in bed, you freak. Oh my gosh. Ew.
I agree.
Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Soundstage or location set?
Location set.
Okay. Pen or pencil?
Pen.
Okay, you're mature. Fries or onion rings?
Ew, fries.
Dialogue heavy or silent acting?
Dialogue heavy.
Planner or spontaneous?
Planner. Planner, planner, planner.
Who's your personal hero?
My mom.
Board games or card games?
Card games.
What's something you've recently learned about yourself?
Um, that that I I don't know that I can really put books into action in my own day-to-day life. I read a lot of like self-help books, and it wasn't until
Okay.
this past year that I've actually put those words into action.
Interesting. Zombies or vampires?
Vampires, so hot.
Sitcoms or dramas?
Dramas. No, sitcoms, sitcoms.
What's your creative love language?
Wanting to paint with me. Oh my gosh.
Gaming console or PC?
Gaming console.
How do you refill your creative cup?
Talking to my 11-year-old student and my 14-year-old student about our next acts.
Date 2 people at once or be the side piece?
Oh, date 2 people at once.
Okay.
Side piece me, never. Next.
Who's your real life hype person?
My mom.
Hook up in public or get caught at home?
Uh, hook up in public, I guess.
Cute nicknames or inside jokes?
Inside jokes.
I like those too. Slow dance or dirty dance?
Dirty dance.
A your go-to hype song?
Anything by City Girls.
Fate or free will?
Fate.
Okay. Shayne Davis or Mark Pontaroli?
Shayne Davis and Shayne.
There we go. Well, you did
First.
it before the timer went off. That was fast. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
not
much.
passing. Okay, I thought you would have passed a few of those questions, but
Never.
hey, we're good. I want to open the floor to you to ask us any questions.
How long have you guys been doing these interviews?
So we
Not very
started.
long.
Yeah, it's not been long. Today is what the 20. Today's the 20. What 25th?
26.
26.
26th.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm stuck in yesterday. Today's the 26th. We started on the 1st.
Oh, her.
On the 1st, we made our Instagram channel and we started interviewing from the 3rd.
Oh my gosh.
And this is already
Hello.
episode 22.
That's crazy. Okay, love for you.
Yeah, so
How long have you guys been watching Verticals?
For
This girl
since
started watching since the very first vertical came out.
yes, 2022, the very first one that hit United States, but it was only one. And then like it took about I think another year, like 2023,
Yeah,
when it actually like the next one came out.
call
And
me
then
out for
so
that.
ever since then, but no, then as soon as I started doing the subscriptions, it was like, yeah, I started binge watching it. Now I've slowed down a lot because I mean, there's only so
Ain't nobody
many.
got time for that.
Well, I mean, it's
Real.
like they all have the same plots to them. So how many times can I see a
Exactly.
flash marriage or a
Well,
yeah?
I mean, if
Or an
I'm in it,
alpha.
like,
Well, yeah.
Going back to your question, I started watching verticals end of December of 2023. I was doing my master's, so I needed something to de-stress, and that's how I got into them. Now, not so
word.
much.
Okay, love.
Yeah. So, to any actor out there, if I actually say I've watched your vertical, it means a lot because your boy don't have time.
So wait, how many of mine have you seen? Ah,
I plead the fifth. I plead the
I have
fifth.
seen three of them. Now, if you what? Like,
oh my
that's
god,
pretty good.
I plead
I
the
have like,
fifth.
I have like 17 of them out, guys. Wow.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
I have to check
sorry.
your. I
I
have to
had
check
a
your
memory
IMDb. If it's
lapse.
if it
I'm sorry. I had a memory lapse,
if,
and I
if a
really it
title
was
comes
like
up,
16.
then it's probably
I
true.
appreciate it.
What
I
is
gotta
going on
check
with
your
Clubhouse?
IMDb. We'll talk about that off
What is
camera.
Not the
okay?
IMDb check. It's crazy. He said, I'll check your IMDb.
There's
I'm
too many of
gone.
them out there. I have to because there's so
Her,
many
I get it.
side actors and actors where I'm like, I gotta make the connection somehow.
I get it.
I
It's
feel like we
real.
need to keep this in. We need to keep this in our recording just
We
so
are
we can
keeping it in. Yeah, because it's reality. There's like 10 verticals, more than 10 verticals coming out every day. How is one meant to keep up and be
So you
sane?
haven't even so you haven't even seen Summer Honeymoon?
No, I haven't seen that. I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Thank
but
you.
I skimmed it
Oh,
because I had to do research. So I did skim. I
so
did watch the part where that you guys were at the hotel and you were booking a room, and the two little villains was like I have VIP. I
not
go
VIP.
first.
And they
Not
really
Did
VIP.
he?
dumped candy on my head like 10 times for that scene. And I was like, girl,
Did
I'm gonna
they?
get a concussion. Y'all throwing these hard candies on my head like it's nothing. Oh my gosh. Like, what do you want from me? But any hoozle. Pregnant by my tough daddy CEO. I ate in that.
I saw that one, so I have seen it.
Her.
There we
You
go.
saw Victoria. My outfit's ate down in that. I don't even
You
Mm,
had
care.
dresses on, or do you have like
I
the
had cute little like skirts and like
tops?
yeah, like chunky little tops and she ate. I loved it.
Okay. All right. So, Maya, thank you so much for joining us today on the Vertical Take.
Thank you
It's
for
nice to
having me.
see some young blood on here that goes AWOL.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I
I
will
love
link
it.
yes.
all of your socials and your IMDb in the description box below. And for the rest of you, well, what are you doing? Go click another video. Peace for now.
Thank you.